Hello, I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. We're here today with Bob Oberosler, Group Vice President, Asset Protection for Rite. You know, when we were putting together this series, we called Bob and asked him, where's the industry going? With limited budgets in this digital age, how is LP evolving, and how do we continue to improve performance with what appears to be decreasing resources? He very passionately started talking about the power of social media, crowdsourcing, and artificial intelligence. So Bob, thanks for being here today.
It's a pleasure, Gus.
And I'll put it right back on you. Where are we going?
Well, I want to put one little qualifier on.
Yes, sir.
And that is, anything I talk about really isn't what Rite Aid's doing necessarily, but where I see kind of the industry having an opportunity to go to.
Understood.
You said limited resources. Well, there's a lot of limited resources out there. Police departments have limited resources. States are making theft and large thefts almost decriminalizing in some ways or lessening the penalties. So there's a lot of headwinds on us in the industry. This social media thing, the power of it, and I'm really going to talk about the way Reed Hayes talks about it, this Zone 5 influencing. I've been in this industry a long time. I've never had a chance to play in Zone 5. That Zone 5 being that stuff that's out there, beyond the parking lot. Social media kind of gives us that opportunity perhaps. Companies like Captus Intel who are posting rewards out there for information and putting it out to the people in social media who like looking at that stuff and soliciting tips. That's the kind of thing that I think is going to help influence. But in addition to that, of what we can do with what we call the internet chatter around a particular theft, around a particular robbery, around a particular set of circumstances. What is the internet community talking about, and can we interact in that and influence that in some way? Influence it to the positive, influence to protecting retailers, influencing it to say something, you see something, say something. Are there things we can do and then eventually put back onto that ORC operator or that person who's committed violent crime? I think we're at the edge of this now. We're just at the real beginning of using social media. A lot of us in asset protection are using social media when we have a threat situation. We're looking to see if we can find this person online. We're looking to see what their interests are. That was a great start. But can we turn this around for the community to protect businesses, for the community to be able to influence on a particular retailer or group of retailers? I think with where technology is coming from the standpoint of social media, of understanding who these people are, along with the other technologies that are starting to come out. For instance, you've heard probably about digital signature. You know, people have a digital signature. Their iPhone, their key fob, their Fitbit, those types of things are setting off digital signatures. We can capture those signatures. Can we capture those and put them in together, creating this, I call it a dossier for now, of a person who is stealing and stealing frequently, right? Can we grab their picture? Can we do some type of feature matching? Some people call that Face ID, others call it, I like calling it feature matching because it's more accurate. Can we put that with the feature? Can we then put something about where they are and all their interests that they allow for public information on their Facebook, Pinterest, or any other social website? Can we start using that information? Can we start collecting the public information of their aliases, of their addresses, where they currently live? So all of a sudden you start seeing this convergence of all this data and information that's out there with social media and resources to start creating this dossier on this person that I think we can then use to put pressure onto that ORC operator and help law enforcement, excuse me, help law enforcement to really identify those really bad actors. Look, guys, I'm not talking about doing this for the person who's stealing just for personal use. None of us are. I'm really talking about those people that are stealing for resale, or those people that are committing violent acts in our stores, of really finding a way to influence them from making that decision of attacking a retailer. We saw a little bit of this, and again, some of these pieces we are looking at, but we saw a little bit of I'll call it interest at the public and then the judicial system, where they want to have that information about that person who keeps coming every single day or every other day. And they'll go out and get that person and say, stop going in this place, and if you do it, we're going to come and pick you up. All right, we started seeing a little bit of interest in where is the data? Where can the data take us on this predictive analytics? I'm not sure I'm smart enough yet to understand artificial intelligence, believe me. But I do believe that we're going to be able to take our data, things of where we're experiencing losses, the types of items we're losing, and be able to start matching that to individuals or groups of individuals and making some predictive indicators of where they're going to go next. So can imagine this now. This may, and I don't think we're that far away from it, to say, I'm losing this item in this store, in these two stores. Let's call it body wash. We're losing those things in these two stores. Who are the people that we know identified that steal that type of item and working in these areas? Now let's go grab all the information we know about them through the technology we have, whether it be feature matching, whether it be digital signature, whether it be what we see in that they have allowed for public access on social media, and start saying, we think they're going to hit these couple of stores, or they're going to hit these departments in the next couple of days, and here's what they look like, and here's all the information we know about them. We know about their face. We know about their ID, their digital signature. We know what their aliases are. We know what their addresses are. Now imagine taking that, and taking all that power, being a predictive indicator, and then being able to give that and hand it to law enforcement, either waiting for them to come or as soon as they walk in that door. I think some of these companies are going to be able to start taking that type of information and where they can do it legally and actually putting that information to the operator themselves. Like, we know who you are, and here's all the things we know about you that are all public, and just to let you know, we're waiting for you. And here's the people or companies that are waiting for you to come walking in their door. I think we're close. Now that may be more than a year off, but I think we're close in a couple of years. How we're going to get there, I have no idea. I don't know if it's going to be ORC organizations in retail. I don't know if it's going to be law enforcement that's going to pull that together, or whether there are some vendors out there who realize, I've already got some of these pieces, all I need is some of these other pieces, and I think I can develop something that can really put the pressure on these operators. We're starting to see the early wins on this stuff. It'd be interesting to see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, how do you see the relationship, in kind of taking it to another area, how do you see the relationship evolving with IT security long term?
Well, look, we're starting to kind of merge into each other a little bit, right? The asset protection person of yesteryear, like me, has to learn an awful lot about what IT security does. Right now, I don't know if I'm the expert on, you know, the hacking part of this thing, or all the things that we try to do to protect our information. But we are starting to get more involved in, obviously, the skimmers and the scammers who are calling up, those types of things. That's kind of the role that we've been taking. I know I talked to Reed. I actually talked to him in the hallway a couple of minutes ago about this very topic of, can we make are there ways to get our data and predict where these scammers are going to hit, or what types of things they're going to try to hit. So I think that's more to come on that one. I'm kind of a follower of what the really smart IT people are doing on keeping our systems and our information from being hacked.
Right.
And we're spending a lot of time doing that in our organization, and a lot of resources, because there are constant attacks on that. Just as there are constant attacks on our stores. I mean, I think all of us, the prepaid card industry has opened up an opportunity for the bad guys in trying to scam our associates, trying to scam seniors, and we're spending a lot of time and effort in that area with our IT security resources and with vendor resources and their security IT departments to try to stem the tide there a little bit. That's where it gets very interesting. So.
There you go. Well, thanks for being here today,
You're
Bob.
quite welcome. Always enjoy being
it.
with you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you for watching. And until next time, let's keep them all safe out there.